Two Cobb County police officers are facing child-related charges this morning.
Atlanta News First reporter Mary Kate Hamilton is live in Cobb County, where the community is reacting to these very disturbing accusations.
Yes, one officer charged with sexual battery to a child, another charged with cruelty to a child, and these arrests happened within days of each other. However, Cobb County says the two incidents are not related. I'm going to show you these two men, each arrested again on separate charges. The first, Withman Benjamin, he's 47, faces one count of sexual battery against a child under 16. He was arrested on January 9th and booked into the Cherokee County Jail, but was released the very next day on a $3,500 bond. He's accused of inappropriately touching a 16-year-old without their consent. He is now on administrative leave. Cobb County police officer Tyler Bertolini was arrested. He faces charges of first-degree and third-degree cruelty to children. He's accused of brutally beating a 10-year-old child with a belt while another watched on. He turned himself in to Cherokee County Jail on Tuesday. Police Chief James Dan Farrell is weighing in, saying in part, quote, "Our officers must uphold the law and conduct themselves with integrity on and off duty." We also spoke to community members who say they're surprised to see officers face charges like this.
It's horrible. I have a young boy. He's 13, so he's thinking about going into that field, and scary. When you're in trouble, you call the cops, right?
Now that's a crazy situation. Let's go back and look at. We got another video that we'll get to into this, but let's go back and look at these people. So one. Sexual assault of a 16-year-old, the other child cruelty, beating a kid with a belt, and another kid watched. I would like to know a little bit more. I'm assuming it had to be very cruel and it's not just a normal whooping, because if the old school people know, we grew up on whoopings, and there's a difference between whooping a child for as punishment for them doing something bad and then abusing them. At least that's my stance. You might feel differently, but we're going to go into the AI breakdown to see what else we can find out. But let's go over to this next video and see what else they give us.
Also developing tonight, two Cobb County police officers have been arrested in unrelated cases.
Both officers are charged with crimes involving children. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Cobb County, and Denise, details about both arrests were released today.
That's right. And again, now these cases are unrelated, but two officers booked into jail just a few days apart is certainly surprising. Two men in jail orange jumpsuits instead of their normal blue police uniforms. Both men are Cobb County police officers. Both are now facing criminal charges in unrelated cases.
I'm very surprised, to say the least.
47-year-old Withman Benjamin, who has worked for the Cobb Police Department for almost 7 years, was the center of a months-long investigation. Benjamin lives in Canton. In September, at the request of the Canton police, the GBI launched an investigation involving Benjamin. As a result, he was arrested Friday, charged with sexual battery against a child under 16.
At first, I almost didn't want to believe it. As a police officer, you expect them to keep us safe and especially our children safe. What made it extra shocking was that he's a very nice guy and very friendly and personable.
Just days after that arrest, another Cobb police officer, Tyler Bertolini, was booked into the Cherokee County Jail Tuesday on charges of 2 counts of cruelty to children. This came after an investigation by the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office. Bertolini has been an officer with the Cobb Police Department for a little more than 5 years. We tried to reach him at his home, but no one came to the door. Cobb Police Chief Dan Farrell released separate statements about the arrests of the officers. The expectation in Cobb County is clear. Our officers must uphold the law and conduct themselves with integrity on and off duty. The statements also say the police department will respect due process and take appropriate action to maintain the trust and confidence of our community.
Now, no matter what, it's a crazy situation. Let's get over into the AI breakdown just so we can see a little bit more details and see if they tell us anything else about this whole situation. So, of course, in January 2026, 2 Cobb County police officers were arrested in separate, unrelated incidents. So, Officer Whitman Benjamin, 47, arrested on January 9th. They did a 4-month investigation with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. He faces 1 felony count of sexual battery of a child under 16 for allegedly touching a teenage girl without her consent. He was released on bond on a $3,500 bond. Tyler, I'm not even going to try to say the last name, turned himself in and was jailed on January 13th, 2026. Following the investigation, he was charged with first degree and third degree cruelty to children. He is accused of whipping a 10-year-old boy 5 times with a belt, causing severe pain and visible bruising. He was released on a $7,500 bond. So the Cobb County chief released that statement. It's a... Now, first things first, it's a crazy thing. Well, I want to know, were the children, so was officer, were they his children? Damn. Let's see if we get a little bit more details about it. So, was arrested on charge of first-degree cruelty following to children. According to his arrest warrant, the charges stem from following allegations: physical abuse. He was alleged of using a belt to strike a 10-year-old boy 5 times. The officials' reports do not explicitly state if the children involved are his own, though the incident occurred at his home in Canton. Following the charges, he turned himself in. So we don't know if they were his kids or not. Yeah, okay, so the third-degree cruelty charge related to a 7-year-old boy being in the house at the time of being able to hear the attack. I would like to know if he definitely whooped him too bad, if it was a whooping, but if he was physically trying to abuse him, yes, he needs to go to jail. But this is a crazy situation. I would like to know if they were his own kids, if he was truly trying to punish him and it got too out of control, or was it he was abusing his kids? But obviously, I'm assuming they felt it as the latter. The other officer, you can't even say anything about him. He's touching a girl under 16. Send him straight to jail. It's a crazy thing to think about, that his bond was less than the one who, I don't know. What are y'all thoughts, y'all? What are y'all thoughts? Do you think it's a worse crime for the officer Whitman Benjamin, or do you think Tyler was beating his own children or trying to whoop them, or was he just an abuser? You know, you got to be careful nowadays. You can't whoop your kids like you used to. Some people say that's the problem with the world now, that parents ain't whooping their kids right. But it all depends on how the parenting style. It's a crazy situation no matter how you see it is. And officers got to be held to the same standard as the regular people. It's as simple as that. I always do it backwards. The officers have to be held to the same standard as the regular people. It's just how it needs to be. But we'll keep up with these 2 individuals, see what happens during their trials and what exactly, if we get more details about if the kids were his or not. Overall, it's a crazy situation. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely crazy.